We're going to try and get this mower running. You might be asking, why would I buy a mower like this with so many things wrong with it? And here's what's wrong with this mower. At least 5 things that I see. There's too much oil in the crankcase. That's got to be drained off. The pull cord is completely broken. That's it hanging right there. The brake cable and electric shut-off switch is broken. What I mean by that is if I try and push down on this, it barely moves. I mean, it does move, but it's really, really difficult. So I'll either have to replace this or lubricate the heck out of it to get it to work. The next thing is this air filter assembly is on backwards, and as you can see, that part there is bent upwards and is not in a good position, so that's got to be changed. And also, one of my pet peeves, the front deck is going to drag on the turf because they've got the wheels set up so high that they're not given any relief. So whoever has to mow with this thing is going to really have the work cut out for them, because unless they're cutting their grass 1 inch tall, which is not advisable because you're scalping it, this deck is going to be dragging. You're going to have to be pushing real hard to get it over the turf. So that's 5 things that need to be repaired on this mower, and I expect to find more than that. So let's get started on this guy and see if we can get it running. But back to the original question is, why would I buy a mower like this? It's got so many things wrong with it. And well, it's because Briggs & Stratton engines are great. I love the simplicity of these kind of mowers, and it's got a great big discharge chute, which I personally am a big fan of. And I may actually remove this engine and change this engine into one that's going to power a self-propelled engine. So it all depends on whether I can get it off and whether these screws that hold it to the deck are removable after all these years, because this is probably a 20-year-old engine, maybe more. I'll know that later when I can get to the rewinder and see what's written on it, stamped on it rather. So a lot of this stuff's going to have to come off and be changed in order to get this mower to run. One of the encouraging things is the blade, because that's one of the first things I check. And the blade has been installed correctly. I have not turned it yet, but at least it's not obviously bent or damaged, and I'm hoping that it's going to be okay. So let's get started with this mower and see if we can save it. And again, to answer your question a little better, why would I buy a mower like this, is because it's only $15. So I'm hoping that I can get it going. If I can, great. I may move it to a self-propelled deck. I may leave it on this deck. Not sure yet, but the bottom line is, can we get this thing running? So let's get started and see what we can find with this mower. Let me get my camera hooked up here, and we're going to try and get this guy running. So what's the first thing we need to do? Well, the first thing we need to do is repair the mower so we can at least pull the cord. So to do that, I've got to get get this thing over here. I've got to get this rewinder off. And that's not too hard to do. Hold on. Trying to get this thing where it's, I've got it where it's charging up. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna remove this blower housing cover by taking off the 3/8 headed screws. So let's do that. I'm gonna start off doing that by getting the 3/8 socket and at least getting them loose, because this is an old mower and probably haven't ever been going under. And I want to see what's underneath it as well, see if I've got any mice or anything like that living under here. I think I got that thing going. Let's see. Yep, well, it's coming loose now. All right, so that's a start. Now that I've got these things started, I'm gonna use my Ryobi electric drill to get these things out. There's one. Here's the one in the front, which is, where did it go? Can't see. There it is, right there above the circlip wire. There's that one. They're pretty short. I mean, they're really under an inch, I think. They're right at an inch. Pretty short. They came out easily because I started them with the ratchet wrench. All right, let's see if there's any critters under here. So far, so good. No black widows, no wasp nests. So that's good. I saw this pine straw up here and I was a little worried I might have a mouse nest. But this is surprisingly clean to be such an old mower. Usually mice will find their way up in these things in the wintertime. And the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is check for compression. And since the pull cord is broken, I can't turn this wheel unless I get the big powerful spring off that switch right there. So I'm going to reach under here with a good strong wire loop. And I'm going to try to grab that. But first I got to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this plastic cover. It's a 1/4 inch screw holding it on. So let's get it off so I can see what I'm doing. And that goes into the magnetic dish so I don't lose that screw. Okay, so now I can see what I'm doing with my wire loop. So I'm going to reach in here with this wire loop and I'm going to grab the hook of this spring. And now I'm going to pull it towards me and down. Okay, so now that very powerful spring that controls the engine brake is off, and this is probably going to move easier, which it does. So now I'm going to turn the flywheel and see if I have, oh, that's dragging, I think. Let's see, what is dragging? You know, see that? If I can hear that, That is not a good air gap, people. Oh, there's definitely compression. Did you see that? So it's tight, 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 and then hits top dead center. Boom. And releases. Do it again. Here we go. Easy, easy, easy. And there's your compression right there. Okay, so this mower has good compression. And it does turn okay, but I'm a little worried about that air gap. So that's all good. I wonder if I can just lubricate that cable and get it to work. I'll be trying to do that. Let me come around there. I try not to do my videos and have them just run on and on. I try to do, like 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. So you can see what I do, and then you can move on to the next one. All right, so when you come back, I will have inspected that air filter, inspected the carburetor linkage. I will have set the air gap. I will check that tank to see if there's any debris in it. And then we'll continue with, with more repairs on this mower. But I'm definitely going to have to get a pull cord on there. So tune back in. We're going to see if we can get this $15 mower running.